Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a man so exceptional that the divine hosts of heaven and hell were forced to take note.
Hello, dear friends, whether you're listening, watching, or just having this weird fever dream about Saints Row and my voice. My name's Adam Cook, and I'm here with Colm, our video production editor. You would think by now to let someone finish speaking before they... But how are you?
I thought that was the...
Yep. Colm, how are you, mate? All right.
I'm perfectly fine. I'm just getting out of hell.
Now, Saints Row 4 was a great game. Load of fun. Bollocks out all over the place. Balls to the wall is what I actually meant to say there, but for some reason I said bollocks out. I'm not sure what that's all about.
That's alright. Rock out with your cock out, Adam.
In, out, bollocks, all about... Listen, seriously. Saints Row 4... hang on, I'm going to get the box so I get this right. Saints Row 4... re-elected, and Get Out of Hell is the package you can buy if you grab the PS4, Xbox One or old gen version. However, Colm has been playing the standalone version of Get Out of Hell, and the reason being is that we're pretty sure re-elected for PS4 and Xbox One will pretty much just be the PC version of the game with all the DLC. So let's just fuck that and talk about Get Out of Hell. Not in a nasty way, by the way, just... what I'm getting at here is Get Out of Hell is the draw for the package, no?
I would say so, because that is your new content. This is bringing something new to the Saints Row franchise.
You're in hell, Colm. Hell!
Yes, you are in hell, and it's outlandish, which we have come to expect from Volition and the Saints Row series now. Johnny Gat and Kinsey Kensington.
Hell! Hell! You gonna join in or?
You're in hell because the president has been sucked down to hell. It was.
I'm gonna stop you there.
Yes, stop me. Yeah.
You're in
hell.
Yep.
And
I am gonna do that every time you say it. But
you're gonna have to try and somehow telepathically read my mind as I'm building up to saying it.
Oh fuck.
So, the president of the United States has been sucked down into hell because Satan wants to marry off his daughter Jezebel, because the president is the most destructive man on earth and has caused a lot of grief for the inhabitants of our planet. Therefore he sees him as a perfect match for his daughter, and that's why Johnny Gat and Kinsey Kensington go down into the depths of hell. No, it's included with the re-elected package. Right, so it's quite entrenched with Saints Row 4. Obviously, it's standalone as well, but it's very, very similar to Saints Row 4. It has all of that kind of superpower vibe in the sense of, like, you know, you can super sprint. You have your 4 different powers that you can switch to with the D-pad.
But we have to. I mean, people who are listening to this and watching this maybe don't remember. But you know, many. Well, was it like, when did this game come out? 2013.
13, yeah.
So when we were playing it back then, and when we reviewed it, we did even on the podcast. We said, like, where the hell do they go now? And we always thought that might be a big problem. So does that mean this? Because what you're saying is by going to
hell.
They played it a bit safe by keeping the powers, or is it fair comment because it is part of Saints Row 4?
Well, I mean, see this. Well, it's kind of a matter for a different time, maybe. But this whole standalone DLC is a fucking stupid. It's stupid. A collection of words to put together. Because
it's never clear. Like Infamous First Light was like this. Like,
yeah, it's like
weird.
If something is standalone, it's not fucking DLC. I mean, DLC constitutes that you need the game to get the fucking extra content.
Right, but so is it an expansion? No. What is expansion then? Does that?
Well, I mean, you don't need Saints Row 4 to play it, but
no.
It expands on Saints Row 4 because you're led to believe that it happens kind of a little bit after it. They're in their little spaceship thing, like. But
where are they? They're in
hell. You fucking knew. You threw me off. I was making a point. Oh yeah. So the gameplay is very, very similar to Saints Row 4, as I was saying. However, there's one thing added, and that's the ability to fly.
Yeah.
So you can
straight up, because you could kind of fly.
Well,
but you couldn't.
You could kind of. I'm sure, if I remember correctly, in Saints Row 4, you could, as you were falling, you could kind of glide. Like in this, you can you can
straight
jump,
up fly.
You can straight up fly, exactly.
And there's no restriction on how long you're in the air for?
There is.
Oh.
But it's like it runs off of your stamina meter, so the more like
Was there a stamina meter in Saints Row 4?
Yeah. Say like with
Was there?
Yeah, the sprint worked off your stamina.
Oh,
but you can upgrade that. Like in Saints Row 4 you had the little cluster, the kind of matrix cluster things. In this you have soul clusters, which are just littered around the place. There's something like, I think, is it 940 or 50 of them to collect?
Whoa. Wait, how big's the area? How big's... Hang on a sec. Hang on. How big's...
Hell, it's big enough. I mean, it's... Whereas with Saints Row 4, it was still water. You know, a lot of people had the problem...
Oh, that's still water again.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of a bit more... whatever, this kind of, as I said, Matrix kind of vibe off it. Like this at least is a different area that you will be going around. It's quite large, like a lot, but then a lot.
So if it's not just Stillwater again, then why have you given it out of 10?
Well, the reason I have given it that score is because even though that you have a different area, different, like the story's pretty good. I mean, I don't think the humor is quite as there as in the 3rd or 4. But
that's a real shame.
But there are a few funny little bits here and there. It's unbelievably repetitive because, like Saints Row 4 and 3, where you had to, you do certain missions for people and you gain them as a kind of a homie or an ally or whatever. Like, this is the same thing. But before, the missions were different. They were varied. And, I mean, Saints Row had some of my favourite missions across the board. Like the one that people will always go back to, the HTTP Deckers Die. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. No, the one I'm thinking of is the choose your own text adventure type one.
That one from 4, brilliant.
Yeah.
But this effectively, it's challenges. So do you remember in Saints Row 4 the way you'd have just these different activities scattered around the place, like the one where it's kind of like Burnout, where you have to cause as much destruction in certain areas as possible. Like there are things like that. There are like flying, there are actually kind of flying little challenges where you must get to the goal as quick as possible. Like, that's what the missions are made up of. When you go to, like, there are 4 different allies you have, and when you start missions with them, it's that over and fucking over and over. And it's fine to have them as challenges, and I suppose in a way it makes the side content more important, but it's just, the repetition is just cruel. Really, really is. And it becomes the one thing that I think will really be the killer blow for Saints Row fans, and it becomes boring. And that's one thing that Saints Row, I think, rarely does become. But it just becomes fucking boring. And it's a real shame. Because, I mean, it plays very well, and to a point, like, I mean, the traversing is great. Now, the shooting, Saints Row, it's never been great.
No,
it's not a great shooter. It's a passable one, just. And as I say, the traversing is great. The flying is a really, really good introduction or new part of the series as well. But yeah, it's just, the mission structure is horrible. Really, really is. However, Ed, in this place that we call hell, it does have what will possibly turn out to be the greatest moment in a video game of 2015. And
that's a very early call to make.
And they fucking spoiled it in a trailer, which really annoys me. Because when it happens, I saw the trailer beforehand, but when it happens in the game itself, it's outstanding.
Right.
I don't know if I want to even say it.
No, don't, because I don't know which bit you're referring to. So no, don't.
It's phenomenal. It really is. And the thing that happens, I think they should have made the entire game that way, and that would have been brilliant. So I mean, it's it's fine. It's all right. You know, like as I say, traversing is great, and just kind of, I suppose, seeing a few of the old characters again, because that's the one thing that actually Saints Row always rewards is loyalty to a degree. Like they'll always reference stuff from even as back as far as Saints Row 1 and 2 and like obviously 3 and 4. Like they will reward the player for having played the entire series and go, look, do you remember this bastard? Yeah, well he's back now, and things like that. It's so in that regard, like there is a bit of fan service here as well. But yeah, it's just the mission structure. Oh, fuck me.
Well, on that note, you can go and read Colm's review where he gave it out of 10. And if you don't like that, and if you don't like our content, then you can go to
hell.
Bye!
Day-to-day running of hell to 5 archdukes.